Hey guys, we are back with another Lightning Collection review, taking a look at the second Beast Morphers figure in this second wave of figures. So we've got the Gold Ranger here, not the one that I was expecting to get. I thought we would get one of the more core members rather than one of the extra hero type Rangers this time around, but pretty excited for this one. He looks really good. I'm pretty excited about that gold color we've got there. So you've got him here in, of course, your standard packaging, artwork on the front, window with the figure behind it, and then we've got artwork on the side, and then the back of the packaging has got that render style artwork showing off the figure. So let's do it. Let's pull him out and take a look. And here he is out of the package, our Beast Morphers Gold, our Super Sentai Beat Buster figure. This is one that has been a bit of a surprise because I've had a lot more fun with this figure than I had ever expected. There's a lot of cool stuff going on with this particular figure, and I think he just looks pretty stellar to begin with. So let's see how this guy moves around. I don't think you're going to be too surprised because he is pretty par for the course when it comes to Lightning Collection. So of course that means he moves pretty well. So you've got a head here that can look up pretty far, and then he goes pretty far down as well. You've got rotation. Arms go out. They rotate at the shoulder. Butterfly joints, which are pretty well hidden by the little harnesses that these Rangers wear. You've got bicep swivels. You've got double jointed elbows. Pretty good range of motion there. And then you've got hinges. You've got rotation at the wrist, you've got an upper diaphragm cut, so all the way around, and then you've also got your ab crunch. So he goes really far forward, and then he goes pretty far backwards as well, and then of course you can tilt side to side. Legs go out, they kick forward full 90 degrees, kick backwards a little bit. You've got a thigh cut there, you've got double jointed knees. He does have these pads and the big boots that kind of get in the way, but they still move back pretty far. And then you've got a boot cut, and then you've got rocker, and of course you've got hinges down there at those ankles. Mine are pretty tight, but I don't usually argue with tight ankles too much, so you might have to play around with yours, but they move just fine. And this guy is really well articulated. I've gotten him into some really fun dynamic poses, so there's a lot to enjoy with this one, really not much to complain about. Now, I said it with the Red Ranger that I really like the suits that come out of this show. They are obviously Power Ranger suits. They still have that look, but they don't exactly have the same feel. They are not in the same way that all the other shows mostly are spandex suits. They are a little bit more grounded in reality, and I really like that. It is just something that's different, so it kind of is nice to have a change of pace, and I really like the Gold Ranger suit out of the show. I'm a big fan of it. It's my favorite suit of the bunch. It's a pretty standard Ranger team for the most part, but I really like this guy because he's different enough. And this figure really accentuates the gold aspect of this figure, and I can't help but wonder how many people out there have this figure and also have Goldar and kind of are comparing the two to wonder, well, why is Goldar not nearly this gold? I'm assuming, again, it comes down to a cost thing. But this guy does have a lot of gold paint on him, and it is very shiny, very metallic. I mean, you can see here with my my pretty bright lights that he does just shine, and he glistens, and he's got quite a luster to him, and I really like it. Paint is very crisp, very clean, because you can obviously see there's a bit of a delineation here between the black and the gold, and it's all over the figure. There's some silver down here as well, but the majority of the gold really is painted except for the joints. You can see the little pins are that same kind of marbly metallic gold that Goldar is. Same with the hinges on the hands and down here on the feet. But the figure is painted up really nicely, excellent sheen. He does have a little bit more in terms of, you know, some of these pads on him. He's got these kind of big thigh pads. He's got the big whatever they are down here on his boots, and he's just got a little bit more kind of gaudiness going on down there. He of course has his little harness here, so the Red Ranger has a similar one. This one is a little bit more of a gunmetal gray, which I think works pretty well. In some shots it almost looked black at times, but I think this is more appropriate based on the lighting, that it should be kind of a gunmetal-y color. But I can't get over how gold he is and how shiny he is, and just the luster on him. It really makes me, you know, hope that we could get more of this with other Rangers down the road, because I think they did this guy a great service when it comes to really shining him up, and he definitely stands out amongst other Rangers, and he stands out really well while still maintaining kind of the same look and vibe as the Red Ranger. They very much look like they go together, but there's no doubt in my mind that this dude right here absolutely steals the show just because he has such a shimmer. The helmet is another area where I absolutely love this figure. I'm a huge fan of, again, the suit for this particular Ranger, and I love the helmet design. It gives me a very kind of Beetleborgs type of look because, again, he is the Beat Buster in the Sentai, so that's kind of the animal that is represented in his helmet. He's got the big, almost Kamen Rider style eyes. Again, more of that very shiny gold paint, silver paint on there as well, and then you've got the big antenna piece that sticks out of the front. Nice black piping around the eyes and around the rim of the helmet. It's just a nice, smooth design with that humongous antenna sticking out. I just like it. Works really well, and they did a solid job sculpting it. Paintwork is fantastic as well. Now, when it comes to accessories, this is Lightning Collection, so of course this dude comes with an unmasked head sculpt, and you can see that this one's pretty solid. I think this one works really well. I'm not really in the position to be using these head sculpts. I've said that a few times, that I don't plan to use the unhelmeted heads, but I like that we get them, and I think this one's pretty good. It very much looks like the actor. I think the likeness is pretty solid there. Sculpt is good, paint application is nice, everything's pretty crisp and clean and straight. You've got extra hands, as always. We've got an extra right hand here, which is a fist, and then we've got an extra left hand, which is him kind of throwing up the horns. I don't know if this is something I don't remember from the Sentai, or if this is something his character does in the show. Either way, I think it's fun, and it's different, and it's certainly a unique hand sculpt for this guy, so I'll probably be playing around with that. And then we've got some weaponry, of course, so you've got a little blaster pistol here. This is pretty covered in sculpted detail. It's got a lot of stuff on it, honestly, for such a small piece. Black with some gold paint. And then, of course, we've got a sword for this guy, and it, of course, has an energy effect. So you've got a removable lightning kind of blast effect here, which looks really good. I love the fact that we get a lot of unique stuff when it comes to energy effects. You know, compared to a lot of other lines, this line has it in spades. And then, of course, you've got the sword itself, which has a decent number of paint applications. Pretty techno-y, futuristic type of sword. It's not as gold as the rest of the figure, though, which is kind of a bummer, but it has extra paint on it, I guess, to kind of make up for it. So you've got yourself a pretty fancy sword with a really nice energy effect. If you're a fan of this show or not, this is a fun figure. That's really what it comes down to on this one, is that this one's a lot of fun to pose. It looks fantastic. It has a great sculpt, excellent metallic paint applications, and he's got a great array of accessories. No matter how you slice this one, it's a fun toy, and Hasbro did a really good job on this one. I think this one could potentially be an underappreciated figure in this wave because you've got the very different Magnet Defender in this wave. You've obviously got MMPR Pink in this wave, and this guy is new, so he's kind of maybe not on everyone's radar, but I think this is definitely one that folks should look into because he moves well, he looks great, and the paint on this guy is really fantastic. You will not be disappointed. So that's going to do it for this look at the Lightning Collection Beast Morphers Gold Ranger. Let me know what you guys think. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and share, and until next time.